they're like own houses now, more people at this, more people at that. I went to a secondary school, a girls' school in Argungu, and there were no, I didn't attend. I went I went on the governor's invitation to speak to the girls, and a lot of them had parents who work in the factory and all that. So, things like that. When you are in a community, you have to relate with the people there. You have to build a relationship with them. And for us, it's important because we always say that every community we go to, we are partnering for mutual benefit. So why are we there? We're there so that we can work together. Everybody is happy. Because when the community is fine with you being a business there, then you are okay. The moment they turn against you, you're going to have issues. Because from the staff that work in your company to even the traditional rulers, even the local government, everybody is going to turn against you. So you actually need to build some goodwill with the people around you, with your stakeholders. You need to build goodwill. So it's very, PR can never, people do things and think that, oh, I'm just doing this. It's not PR. No, it's actually PR. Because what you are doing is building a relationship so that everybody is comfortable. Now, when you're comfortable, you're able to do your business properly and you're able to achieve success. So what are the things that you can do? Basic things. When you are setting up a business and you want to, before we set up that factory in Argungu, we were already working with the farmers and acquiring paddy, that's rice, for storage, for processing in anticipation of our factory coming up. We were already working with the farmers directly. We were already doing a lot of community outreach. We were already renovating hospitals. We were working with schools. We adopted a school. So we were already doing things so that the community knew us. They knew us. No matter the nationality, everything, every time I go to Argungu, I always, I know them, they know me. I can walk into one of the farm, I can go to the farm with any of our field staff, and I'm talking with the farmers, and, everybody is chill because we know each other and we get each other. Where there are issues, they're able to say, oh, we have issues with this, and we communicate, we find a way to resolve and all that. So, again, because you want your business to run smoothly, you have to do PR. It's so important. It's not just a fancy term. It's not just, nice, have events and, be all that. What you want to do is build a relationship so that you can run your business properly and successfully, and everybody is happy.
Thank you so much. PR is not a nice to have, it's a must have, right? Especially now. I was even telling Rafiat whilst we were sitting backstage, I've noticed during the COVID, during lockdown, communications experts and, professionals actually did a lot of heavy lifting. I'm going to come back to that, right? So we found that people who didn't have communications plans in place, they really suffered during the COVID because they were almost nowhere to be found. Felt like they fell off the face of the earth. So if you don't have a plan, you need to put one in place. Mr. McMedal, I'm going to come to you now. Cancel culture has been a thing, right? But now it's like it came full force. I don't know if it's because people had more time to stay online, and so it's becoming a major trend now. When somebody is displeased with a business, they come online and really just recruit people and say, let us, take this down. I saw a tweet where someone said of a global Nigerian brand, someone who we should be very proud of and say, thank you, Jesus, this person is from our country. Somebody said, this was a Nigerian living in another country, say, let us deplatform her. That's the word they use, right? And they did a full-on campaign, to bring so many things. Let's bring this person down. How can brands, deal with this? Sometimes I bought maybe this Maggi or whatever, and it didn't do well for me. I'm sorry to call the name, but seasoning cubes, And everybody would say, I bought this and it didn't work well. We need to take them down. How can brands, even small, mid-sized, large brands, deal with, this growing trend? How can PR help brands to deal with this growing trend, especially now?
Okay, so the cancel culture originated from cancel, the word cancel. And cancel is to stop something from happening. So this word morphed and it became you cancel people, and now they are canceling brands. So at the heart of this canceling people or brand is to call them out. Is the act of calling out whether a people or a brand for whatever action that is not pleasing to a stakeholder or somebody with an interest. The thing is, globalization, digitization, social media has made everyone a journalist of some sort. So citizen journalism is with us and is going to stay with us for a long time. So that liberty has brought this cancel culture to bear on brand. So if I'm beefing someone, like you mentioned before, I think the case you mentioned was Access Bank, that declared so much and they wanted to lay off staff. And we singled them out. The cancel brand, surface on the internet, boycott them. And of course, for some time, people reacted. Some branches were burnt down, because of that cancel culture. So how can we check it? One thing about public relations, for all practitioners is we have imagined scenarios that can happen, that may happen. So at the heart of what we do is crisis management. All right, so we have created several scenarios, and we have, we have solutions that if this happens, this is what we do. If this happens, this is what we do. But this counseling culture, I think it came about around 2012 or thereabout or so. So now it was new to us at the time, but now it has become mainstream. So now, how do we now make this? How do we stem it? Sometimes we need to look at the merit of the case. Now, sometimes people are aggrieved, all right, for whatever reason. You mentioned a seasoning or something. That was your experience of the brand. So because you are a citizen journalist, so you can just take to your social media and say and vent. Let me use the word vent. So people vent on social media for whatever reason. Now, because you have followers, it is possible that your followers also have similar experience. They too, they do what? They join you in venting. All right? And before you know it, you have like a tribe of people who are venting against a particular brand. And before you know it, the brand owners are jittery. Because what it means is it can bring down your business. It can bring down the brand. Patronage will fall especially at that period until you resolve it. So if it has merit, a PR practitioner, corporate comms will tell you, you must address it. Sometimes people react because they are misinformed. So if the inventor, if he's saying something that is not untrue, the comms manager's job is to correct. All right? Now, But you have to be careful about what you say and how you say it. So if the brand is coming to talk,